Forefront CRM for real estate investors helps you ensure no leads ever slip through the cracks so that you can turn as many of your leads into deals as is humanly possible. Let's dig in and find out how it does that. Never miss a new lead again by making use of Forefront's inbox. You can hook up things like Launch Control, Lead Propeller, Batch Leads, CallRail, Mojo, Carrot, Sherpa, Call Tools, anything that'll actually even go through Zapier, you can have automatically come into your Forefront account. And with Forefront's inbox, you will always know when a new lead comes in, no matter where it came from. So even if you have a phone call coming in through a CallRail phone number, you can have all those leads created automatically inside of Forefront as they come in so that you know there's new leads and that whether they've been taken care of or not, so you'll never miss those new leads again. Forefront makes it super simple to always know what is going on with a lead because it ties the communication that you and your team have with the seller directly to the lead. This way you can listen to voicemails, recordings, see text and email chains, and quickly get a picture of what is going on with a lead. You can even check out the communication log to see all of the inbound and outbound communications that have happened each day. Use the Contact Not Made page to keep you committed to making contact with sellers that you've had trouble getting in touch with. See how many attempts have been made of calls, texts, and emails, how long you've been trying to make contact with them, and when the last attempt was made and what type of contact was attempted. The Contact Not Made page is great for ensuring that you and your team never give up on trying to contact and make contact with the seller that reached out to you. Forefront customers absolutely love the simplicity of our drag and drop interface for the active leads pipeline. Now, these are leads you're actively working, you're doing analysis, setting appointments, negotiating, things like that. You can completely customize this pipeline and even create several pipelines based on your workflow. We even have a color coding algorithm that bubbles up the leads in each status that require attention. So if they've been in one of these statuses too long, it'll bubble up and then show yellow because it's almost due, red it's past due, and then green is still good to go. So at a glance, you have a picture of what leads are where and what's happening with them, which ones need attention. In fact, Lydia Taylor from Copper Key Property sent us a message saying how much she loves Forefront and how much she loves how visual the system is. She said, you log in and all your leads are right there in front of you, which makes it easy to quickly determine what needs to be done. And getting the system set up and configured the way you want it takes no time at all, which is not an easy feat for CRMs to do. So we appreciate that message. You can also build credibility by automatically sending out thank you text and emails and all kinds of other automations with our status automations. Now this example shows sending out a thank you text 5 minutes after it enters the status of first contact needed with some information in an email that has a testimonial and then linked to more testimonials. So this is just one example of the way Forefront can automate, helping you build rapport and credibility to get more of these deals put under contract. How awesome is that? You can also, so I go over to the pipeline settings, you can see each status within your pipeline can have automations. Within those, you can do all kinds of things based on different triggers, including adding tasks, assigning users to those leads, updating the temperature of the lead, emailing the seller, texting the seller, notifying users, and even sending webhooks off to other software to do other things for you as an automated thing that happens when you move a lead into a different status. So how cool is that? The task can even be set to be required. So if it's not done, it won't let you move it because you have required tasks that need to be done. So if I change these, boom, boom, those required tasks are done. I no longer have a red check mark. I can move it over now and it'll let me move it over into appointment set status because now those tasks have been done. So it's a great way to ensure that nothing ever slips through the cracks because all of your tasks automatically can get created and then it can't move along your workflow until those tasks are completed. So if you need to make sure there's mission critical stuff that happens for a lead at a certain point, this will help make sure that that actually happens. How cool is that? And most investors know that most sellers won't sell immediately after you make an offer. Follow-up is required. Now, Forefront allows you to automate follow-up so that you can stay top of mind, because that's the goal. They're not motivated enough to sell right now at this moment for what you're offering, but they could over time with changes in their situation. So Forefront allows you to follow up near indefinitely, because you can even chain follow-up sequences onto one another. So when they complete one, they start another one. How cool is that? You can do all sorts of things with Forefront, including sending, as a part of these automated follow-ups, texts, emails. You can have the follow-up sequence create a task for you to call them or a task to do anything. You can even send a webhook as a part of a follow-up sequence that can go off to Zapier and then to Click to Mail or to an RVM software to send out RVM, things like that. You can do all number of things to configure this and make it a great way to follow up with sellers to stay top of mind so that you get those deals that you wouldn't get if you didn't follow up with them long enough. Now, with all that follow-up happening in the background, you're going to need to know when the seller responds to those, right? And the cool thing about that is we show you that in the inbox, and I'll show you that in a second, but the automated sequence is automatically paused by Forefront. So how cool is that? You don't have an embarrassing situation where they respond to you and then another message goes out saying, I haven't heard from you. That doesn't happen with Forefront because it's all taken care of. Now you can see the response in the inbox and under responses here, and it's great because you get all the context along with it. So when you see that somebody's responded, you know what lead it was for and what's all been said and what's happened. We also know that coming up with these automated follow-up sequences, the text, the emails and stuff, you know, that can be a real pain in the back end, right? Like it's not something that a lot of us enjoy putting together. So Forefront actually comes with these different sequences. We have a cold sequence, warm, hot, and then old lead reactivation sequence that you get when you sign up for Forefront. And Zach Mitchell from Zen Homebuyers LLC says that Forefront is sending hundreds of texts and emails on a weekly basis without us lifting a finger, leading to constant revived interactions with leads that would have been forgotten about in other systems. Thanks for that message, Zach. Forefront also has been instrumental in allowing Doug Price to scale his business with detailed KPIs that point him to the highest revenue generating lead sources, helping him manage leads from incoming to closed. He says it's been the most used tool in taking his business to the next level. So let me show you what he's talking about with those KPIs. In Forefront, you can break down your campaign performance using the funnel graphic here, which breaks down from a certain time period for the different marketing campaigns you're tracking, what leads came in, how much those leads cost, how much of the appointments got set, how much did it cost per appointment, all that stuff down through your funnel, which is great for determining which campaigns are working best and to transfer money into that so that you're making more of a return on your investment. We also have a KPIs page where you can look at weekly and monthly KPIs. And the cool thing about this is when you're wanting to know which leads make up a certain KPI, you can actually click the number and find out which lead actually makes up that KPI number. How cool is that? So now you'll know exactly what's going on with your business by staying on top of those numbers. All right, and we're constantly improving Forefront CRM and adding new functionality. We'd love for you to try us out and are so confident that you'll love Forefront that we give a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you've got nothing to lose. It's time to stop using spreadsheets and clunky general-purpose CRMs, and more importantly, time to stop allowing leads to slip through the cracks and leaving money on the table. Sign up for Forefront today, and you'll be glad that you did.